afternoon, America, and other people that are broadcasting to and happen to be tuning into this episode of The Professionals. I'm your host, the lovely WEEBO'S Jones, and with me tonight is SDA. Sometimes Americans say hello, SDA.
What on earth?
Dude, you don't understand. I was just in the car for like 4 hours, and so I have all this pent-up energy that I haven't been able to utilize, and I'm home. And I have a nice bottle of wine chilling in the freezer. And Daphne's barking at me because she wants me to get, like, super hyped. And so here we are. I'm home. There's no AC, but I'm home. And my Wi-Fi is a lot better, so you can actually see my lovely
If you
face.
would like to donate to WEEBO'S AC Fund, there is a link to the Streamlabs down in the description below. Or as we like to say here on The Professionals, a stream to the link labs down in the Discord below. Also, I will remind everyone that tonight is advice night. So at around 8 p.m. Eastern time, what we will do is over in the couch section of our lovely Discord up in this business is we will give you guys advice.
Want to hear something funny?
Huh?
Right? I had this microphone muted, but on the Hangout, it was set for internal microphone. So I had this microphone muted, and I could have been doing a whole bunch of weird shit when you came in here, but I wasn't, luckily. But I usually do. And so I was almost embarrassed by myself. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm full of energy. Completely sober, but full of energy.
You're all good.
Feels so good
all
to be
right.
home.
Sorry, I'm just getting myself together because, like, also what happened was I was sitting there for about 10 minutes waiting for you to send me the link because I was totally on time. And then what had happened was you had already sent me the link, but I hadn't realized that you had sent me the link. And so I was about to message you like, hey,
Weebo, where you at? Home slice?
Can you send me the link? And then I realized that she had sent me the link like 30 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, crap. So I got my butt in here. I felt like an idiot.
Anyway,
sorry.
Welcome to the professional stream, everybody. On tonight's show,
no shenanigans happen ever. Oh, God, it's about to play. Oh, no. Okay, it stopped.
Okay. So, as professional as we are, we do have a lineup regularly scheduled for Sunday evenings, and that lineup involves the news, advice, in the couch of the Discord, the couch section of the Discord. So ask your advice questions of the two of us there. Usually we get a lot of, like, how do I get this girl to like me type stuff, or how do I do writing stuff? But you can ask us anything.
Yeah.
I mean that. You can ask us anything.
Things other than how to write and how to get somebody to like you. I also feel like we've beaten the how do I get somebody to like me questions to death.
I could teach you how to get someone to like you like 80 different ways. I'll never get bored of that. Even though a lot of people don't like me.
I liked the sandwich method we came up with that one time.
The sandwich? Oh my God, I love the sandwich. I want to get that.
I want an update on that situation, by the way.
I do too. I want to supercut that whole thing, and I want to put it in a video just for funsies, because I like doing the funsy videos. But after advice time, guys, we have stupid comment time, and then we have chat time, which is dedicated entirely to you. The chat time, not the stupid comment time. Just to clarify. But anyways.
Also, hi, Pat. It feels like it's been a while since Pat has been here.
Yeah. Sorry. Wah, wah. How was car repair? Oh, I think that's USDA.
How was what?
How was your car repair? Because I think
how
a while ago you had... Oh,
how about car repair? Advice on car repair? You can.
Yeah, I can help you change your filter, tire, oil filter.
Yeah, I know how to change a tire and stuff.
Do you need that help? How weird does it make you feel to realize you're too old enough to be attractive to Jeffery Epstein?
Look, here's the
with
thing.
That lovely
this is time. We are not taking questions for chat right now, okay?
Well, no. Eric had a lovely segue. That too, but he had a lovely segue into our very first story. Which do you wanna bring it up? Or
you know what? You're right. I was wrong, and I'm a butt. I apologize.
How dare you bring up something relevant?
You know what? You're right. I'm a bad person. That was entirely on me.
That's fine. You know, I didn't think this thing through because I'm using this to like broadcast the live stream on my computer, but I'm using my big computer to broadcast to me the chat stuff and the stories. But I'm like, how do I get it so that I'm looking at the story on the Hangout when I'm using a completely different device? And the answer is I don't.
I'm gonna here. I'll read. Okay, so billionaire pedophile, okay, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for allegedly sex trafficking dozens of minors in New York and Florida between, I'm sorry, I shouldn't read this in any sort of funny, I'm going to though, I can't, it's my personality.
SDA, how dare, this is a very serious debacle that he's gotten himself into. Do you know how serious?
He's been arrested and it already happened. The way that I read it has no effect on that. Anyway, that's between 2002 and 2005 and will appear in court in New York on Monday, according to 3 law enforcement sources. Epstein, who owns a New York City mansion and an island in the Caribbean.
Pause.
It should have said island of the Caribbean.
Okay, I have a serious question. If he was arrested for sex trafficking of minors between the years 2002 and 2005, isn't there? Okay, not that I'm trying to defend him, but there's.
Are you asking about the statute of limitations?
Yeah, there are definitely laws that speak to the statute of limitations on crimes like that. And I know this because a lot of children, right, who have, you know, come out as, oh, I'm a sex crimes victim type of person. They can't, nothing can be done for them.
Well,
because it's been so long.
The statute of limitations is probably a lot longer for sex trafficking.
Oh, because sex trafficking is different than just actually, you know, doing things to.
Well, yeah, because it would be like human trafficking.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like paper trail. Like, so it's okay. Okay. See, I was confused because so I get it. No, there's more of a paper trail
because it's human trafficking.
Yes. Okay.
So we take human trafficking really seriously. We take human trafficking like more seriously than like rape and stuff because it's a. I don't want to get into like what's worse, but I'm just explaining it. These are not my opinions. I'm just explaining it as it stands. Nobody get mad at me. Anyway.
No, I understand. But now that I'm thinking about it.
Human trafficking because you're, you know, pretty much like buying and selling human beings and stuff anyway.
Yeah. So there's more of a paper trail. You can keep track of it.
In Manhattan ahead of his court date. So also to explain why he's being arrested in New York to people who don't know, because this happens over state lines, it goes to the FBI because once a crime is occurring in multiple states, it usually goes to the federal alphabet soup agencies, and that's usually what happens, which is what the FBI is for, which is why when it came to right? Steve, whatever, Kavanaugh, the FBI involvement, Brett Kavanaugh, the FBI involvement made no fucking sense. Anyway, because that's anyway. So sorry. Sunday's arrest by the FBI NYPD Crimes Against Children Task Force comes about 12 years after the 66-year-old financier essentially got a slap on the wrist for allegedly molesting dozens of underage girls in Florida. For more than a decade, Epstein's alleged abuse of minors has been the subject of lawsuits brought by victims, investigators, by local and federal authorities, and by exposés in the press. But despite the attention cast on his alleged sex crimes, the hedge funder has managed to avoid any meaningful jail time, let alone federal charges. The new indictment, which, according to 2 sources, will be unsealed Monday in Manhattan federal court, will reportedly allege that Epstein sexually exploited dozens of underage girls in a now familiar scheme, paying them cash for messages and then molesting or sexually abusing them in the Upper East Side in his Upper East Side mansion, or his Little residence in Palm Beach. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry.
So the lesson to be here and to be learned here, ladies and gentlemen, is if some billionaire offers you massages or offers They were giving him massages. He wasn't giving them massages. He was paying them to give him. Okay, so if a billionaire offers you money for a massage, don't take the money. Run. Lesson learned. Even if you're not a minor, just don't take the money. Run. Get out of there. Also, thank you to Lion Patriot for the $10. Wasn't able to catch Midnight Power Hour live, but upon seeing it, I was delighted to learn y'all love Scooby-Doo as much as I do. Maybe more. SDA at WEEBO is going to try to start a weekly game night after VidCon. It would be a hoot if you could come play with us. Yeah. But the Discord, my Discord, we do game nights every once in a while. Probably be more regular after I get back to school, because I won't be bustling around the country as much every other week, and so I'll definitely be able to.
I don't know. It would have to, you know what? I'll talk to WEEBO about it, because I'd have to see like what my schedule is. I don't know if I could do that. But I'd have to see what my schedule is, because
that's fine. You don't have to be there for everything. I'm just trying to do something more regularly off air, kind of just more chill, to kind of build that off air community in the Discord. Because reasons.
Oh no, for sure. And I would love to do it, but I would probably be able to do it like once a month, though, for sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
what else was there?
No, but it's several. Good that and also, real quick, the
yeah.
So the thing with like, because somebody brought up that he would be protected in prison. So the thing with this, with him being protected in prison and stuff like that, I understand why people don't want them to be, but at this, you know what? I don't really want to go into this.
Yeah. Okay.
That's depressing.
I
changed my mind. I'm like, do I want to open this clusterfuck of a conversation? Maybe not. Okay.
How much time do you think he's actually going to get with regards to this? Because initially you only got the slap on their wrist, and then there have been the civil lawsuit cases against him.
It's really
we know that
it's really hard.
It is really hard to tell.
Because it depends on how hard they want to pursue it. It depends on the precedents that they want to set. Because right now they're really trying to go after these people that think that they can get away with these really heinous sex crimes because of their positions of power. So they're trying to get rid of that sphere of people and do something about it. So it depends on how hard they go after him. Because even with really good lawyers, if people are just determined to put you away, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
At
he's
the same
facing,
time,
I think, I'm trying to see how much time he's facing.
Up to 45 years maximum.
45 years. Well, okay.
Which for him would be forever.
In the rest of his life. And Tiberius Kirk brings up the statute of limitations things in the chat, and to kind of add on to what it is that I was just asking about, or whether or not he's actually going to get the book thrown at him. It really depends on the witness testimonials and the evidence against him and the degradation of that over the years, because it was 2005, like the latest crimes they are charging him with in accordance with this arrest, right? And so it's been quite a while. So witness testimonies are going to be not as reliable. Evidence is probably going to be a little bit harder to find. So whatever it is that they can dig up, they will use to throw it at him in order to actually determine how much time he gets.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is
relying a lot more on. Sorry.
No, you're fine. The thing about that is that the longer time passes, the less details there are, and the less reliable things get, and so the less of a chance someone has of actually getting the book thrown at them appropriately with what it is that they've actually done. But, it's about what you can prove, not about what you know they've done.
Real quick, thank you for the $5 from your boy Pat over on the Streamlabs for the WEEBO AC Fund. Hi, SDA and WEEBO. Sorry for being MIA lately. For work has been busy. Also, did you see my Twitter yesterday? Lots of food on display. I will have to check that out because I know that you do ribs for the 4th of July. And we have been promised, especially for the road trip, that the ribs are going to be legendary. And I have to say, I'm excited.
I've seen the pictures on Twitter from Pat, and just it's a lot of fun. It looked like it would have been fun.
Yeah.
All right. So next story.
Yes.
My screensaver went on, Polly. That's what that was. Do you want to do California governor about earthquakes, or do you want to do Starbucks barista?
I'll do the California governor earthquakes first. So 2 major earthquakes that hit Southern California should alert people across the nation of the need to be prepared for natural disasters. The state's governor said as officials expressed relief that damages weren't worse. Don't live on fault lines. Governor Gavin Newsom said Saturday that governments must strengthen alert systems, building codes, and residents should make sure they know how to protect themselves during an earthquake. You know what? I was talking to Mara the other day, and because we were curious about this because we heard about this, and we were looking it up, like, what do you do during an earthquake? And the answer was like basically nothing. I mean, it's make yourself a smaller target so that you don't get your head lopped off because something's flying at you. But it's like, so the best thing to do during an earthquake is not be there. And it's like, there's literally like nothing you can do in an earthquake other than not be where earthquakes are.
I was always taught the best way to not get hurt in an earthquake, right, is, well, one, to exit the house. But if you can't do that in enough time, like, the earthquake is literally happening right there. There's not a lot of warning you can have.
You don't get bathrooms. Earthquakes.
Well, yeah, they have like the pre-tremors or something, but bathrooms are a good place to hide because they're more solidly built rooms than any other room in the house.
So much shit in your bathroom that can just come flying at you.
Yeah, but the pipes in the walls help to stabilize things a little bit more than in any other room.
Yeah,
because like wood breaks, pipes don't.
There's just no good place to go.
Don't
live on a fault line. Sorry, it is a wake-up call for the rest of the state and other parts of the nation. Frankly, Newsom said at a news conference to update the public on the state's effort to help the region hit by earthquakes on Thursday and Friday. Friday's earthquakes was the largest one in Southern California in nearly 20 years. Officials voiced concerns about the possibility of major aftershocks in the days and even months to come. No major fatalities or major injuries were reported after the 7.1 magnitude earthquake, which absolutely is devastating. I'm not trying to make light of that, which jolted an area from Sacramento to Mexico and prompted an evacuation of the Navy's largest single land-holding naval weapons station, China Lake, in the Mojave Desert.
It's funny, right? Just had 2 of the biggest earthquakes in a while in California. Guess where we're going to be on Thursday? SDA. We're going to be in California.
Yep. SDA, an earthquake is not a tornado. Objects fall at someone, not fly. I don't think you've ever seen footage of an earthquake.
The earthquakes can shake the earth so much that
staring at footage of earthquakes and objects fucking fly at people, dude. Watch footage of an earthquake.
You ever
have you ever thrown
a bookshelf over?
Yeah, have you ever knocked a bookshelf at someone? Yeah, seriously. Just knock a bookshelf over, okay? Shit goes flying.
Yeah, the books don't just stay on the bookshelf. The bookshelf gets knocked over. The books fly out of the bookshelf at a trajectory that is in touch with, the angle that they're being thrown down.
Do you even physics, bro? And Bay and I were. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna read Tuscan Trudy's.
You're right.
Thing.
I
gotta do that. It's fine.
Oh, you've been trying to do that for a minute.
A little bit, yeah. Thank you, Tuscan Trudy, for donating $10 over the Streamlabs to say, let's hope he gets the maximum. I agree. Let us hope that whatever it is, they throw the friggin' dictionary and all of the words inside of it at him. Do not catch the commie when you go there. I'll try not to. Bay
and I were talking too. We were talking about New Zealand, and New Zealand's biggest city is like right next to an active volcano, and it's like right on a fault line. And it's just like,
yeah,
it's a good spot for a city. I just don't get why people move to California. Like, let's go live on a fault line. Like, fucking why? It's really expensive, and it's earthquake city. Stop it.
Yeah. Low key, you would have thought
like, but there are earthquakes, and we're really scared. It's like, well, yeah, you know, it's just
But you would have thought, right, that they would have learned after the phenomenon that Pompeii was, you know, like digging all that stuff out, like move away from the volcanoes, please and thank you. This is what you do. You move away. You leave. Go. Bye. But no. Here we are.
All right. So,
can I read the last one?
Sorry.
I love Starbucks, guys, by the way.
I love Starbucks too. Me too.
It's going to break my heart. Starbucks barista asked police officers to leave because customer did not feel safe, police union claims. A group of police officers were reportedly, and there's no space between the were and reportedly because of course there isn't, asked to move or leave a Starbucks coffee shop on the 4th of July, of all times, because a customer felt uncomfortable. According to a tweet from the Tempe Officers Association, 6 Tempe police department officers were drinking coffee before their shift at the Starbucks near Scottsdale and McAlpis roads when a barista told them a customer did not feel safe by their presence. The barista allegedly asked the officers to move out of the customer's line of sight or to leave, the tweet states. This treatment of public safety workers could not be more disheartening. While the barista was polite, making such a request at all was offensive. Unfortunately, such treatment has become all too common in 2019. So, actually, it's become all too common since like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Because I remember when the tide started to turn in terms of the favorability of the police. And that's the whole reason I kind of got into this whole debacle, right? Doing stuff on YouTube, talking about politics, is because I saw how police officers were being treated at like an age when I was about to go into college. And then I'm like, this doesn't seem reasonable because I've been trained by police officers. So I'm like, I know how they think because I've been taught that. And so while, certainly there are different police officers that have abused their powers in the past, the majority of police officers are 1, not racist, 2, not dangerous, 3, just want to go home to their families at the end of each workday. All right. More often than not, they're just normal average Joes with, you know, a job in law enforcement. Lighten up, Francis. Anyway.
Oh, real quick. Somebody asked if we're driving or flying to VidCon. First of all, driving anywhere near Anaheim is like the worst idea ever. But also, if either one of us wanted to drive to LA, no.
Oh, speaking of which, I told you about my uncle. He says that he could drive us to LAX on Sunday, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to waste money on an Uber.
Yay.
I mean, you have to get to his house because he wants to barbecue for us. But we could also save money on an Uber because he'll just drive us to the airport.
Dope.
Yeah. All right. Continuing on.
Sorry.
We know. No, it's fine.
We're just having like logistical conversation.
Logistic conversation because I was gonna forget about it. Because he told me this morning, and I'm like, okay, I should remember that. Anyway, sorry. Back to shenanigans. We know this is not a national policy at Starbucks Corporate, and we look forward to working collaboratively with them on this important dialogue. That person's name, Regine Borges, a spokesperson for Starbucks, said the company is still gathering details about the incident. We have a deep respect for the Tempe police and their service.
Do you, though?
Please leave.
Yeah.
You're making us uncomfortable. We've reached out to the police department and Officers Association to better understand what happened, and we apologize. We want everyone in our stores to feel welcomed, and the incident described is not indicative of what we want any of our customers to feel in our stores. Here's the thing, right? What people like are willfully ready to hop on and forget is that police officers are just people who put on a uniform every day and go to work and do a job.
They're mindless, crazy people. What are you talking about?
They are just average Joes, much like
Are they?
you and me. Yeah. The police are people. So to imply that having a police officer, just because of the pattern of their uniform, because let's be honest, police officers all have like police departments have different colored uniforms across the country. It doesn't really like there are people with light blue uniforms, people with light gray uniforms, people with dark gray uniforms. But anyway, to judge a person based on the fact that they wear a uniform and how safe you are around that person is I don't want to say it's like judging persons based on their skin color and how it is that they're going to react around you. It's kind of like that, actually. It's similar.
Well,
it's also like
it's like judging anybody based on a profession. It's like point blank judging somebody for being a hairdresser and just assuming that they're a fucking idiot based on that alone. That's really what it's like.
Yeah. It's redonkulous, to be quite honest. I mean, because people have jobs, different jobs across the board. Who the hell are you to judge someone based off of what they choose as a career path, as a viable career path option for them? I mean,
like unless it's, like a drug dealer or a violent
SDA, how judgy of you? Well, I tease,
but at this so now we're on to advice time. So if you would like advice from us with our 43 plus years of life experience, you can go ahead and head into the Discord and into the couch section of our Discord, and you can ask us all of your advice questions, and we will be happy to answer them. And I'll have you know that 100% of lives have been improved by us answering advice questions, and that is an indisputable fact. Results are guaranteed.
I knew someone was going to make this joke. You're policist if you judge police by the color of their uniform. No,
I'm
like the
so mad that we went with homophobic instead of gaysist.
Gaysist. Yeah, because people who are
missed opportunity.
Like homophobia is a fear of gay people.
The gaysist.
Gaysist is bigotry. Homosexual. All right, that's a new challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, this week we want you to come up with a better word for homophobia than homophobia.
No, gaysist.
No. I want something a little bit, it's got to roll off the tongue, SDA.
Gaysist.
Gaysist doesn't work. It's actually hard to find the cough in discortion. I don't know what that word means.
The couch in Discord. No, it's not. It's right there.
You have to verify yourself. It is right there.
It's like I know right in front of your face.
All right, you know what? Apparently, Discord doesn't want to work on my computer, and it's taking forever on my other computer.
So, real quick, Check Your Logic asked how to stop thinking about bad memories. Jump off a cliff. No, okay.
No, stop it.
Crack. Crack is one of the ways, but that has a lot of really weird side effects, so maybe don't. But in all seriousness, you just have to do things to distract yourself. So you can either play games, do work, just literally do anything else. It's kind of rough because sometimes like things just pop into your head. But yeah, you just have to do things to like distract yourself and like redirect your thoughts. Sing the My Little Pony theme song really loud.
I have an opposite approach to that. I don't find that repression works as well as some people wish it would. And that is because it's still there. It's still going to creep up and it's going to still, hit you in the back of the head subliminally throughout your entire life. And it might, cause some sort of actual emotional damage to you subconsciously that you're not 100% aware of. So my advice wouldn't be to avoid bad memories like wholesale, like confront them on the onset. Like, this happened. Let's accept that. Let's work through it. Let's think about it, ways to cope with it. And then, yes, you do move on eventually. But you have to have actually confronted it. Huh?
I don't like that. I like my
I know, and not a lot of people do, and it's probably why therapy is a thing that people do as a last resort, because
you know what, that is like the healthier way to do it, but you know what, you're not wrong at all though.
Yeah.
So what I would say is like, yeah, that, so that then you're not really, so then it's not bombarding you. So that is a very good suggestion. And then in the times that you're not really feeling up to it, because don't get me wrong, there are going to be times where you're like, I'm not in the headspace to handle that today. Then distract yourself and just be like, we're going to put that in the tomorrow's business bin.
That's a future Weebo problem.
Yeah, like that's a future me issue. And
But you definitely have to make sure that at some point you do confront those bad memories, no matter how painful they are, no matter how embarrassing they are. You have to come to terms with the fact that they happen. You have to come up with a way to cope with them reasonably. And then you have to convince yourself that it's okay to move on from that. And it is. It is entirely okay to.
So Polly asked, how does one know when to stop working on a Photoshop image instead of tweaking it and working on it forever? So here's the thing about being creative. You care way more about everything that you're working on more than like everybody else does. And what I mean by that is that you're going to be more judgy about everything that you're doing than anybody else. So you're going to be a lot more mean to you than everybody else is. Just like let it go. So all you have to do is hit save and then command shift save, export as PNG. If you're exporting as JPEG, I swear to God, I'm going to come over there and hit you, Polly. But export it as a PNG and just call it a day. And then you're done.
Yeah, you have to lower your standards a little bit there.
Yeah.
Come on, Polly. I know you can do it.
Just be like Elsa and let it go and build a fucking ice castle, you queen. I don't know.
That is important to. Oh. Sorry, I opened up the watch link. Yeah, you do have to lower your standards a little bit, but the other thing is come back to it after like a week of not having worked on it and see if you still feel the same bit of like obsession over how you want this to look. And if you don't, then it's fine. If you do, keep working on it and then come back to it after another week. Oftentimes, and maybe if you don't have that much time, maybe come back to it tomorrow in the morning or something. Because once you get bogged down into like a project and you physically cannot stop yourself until it's finished or up to your standards or whatever. But you do have to take a break at some point. So take a break and come back to it. And if you feel the same level of dedication to finishing this off and making it pretty perfect, then I mean, continue, but you do take a break.
Yeah. Because oftentimes, like, getting bogged down in those details can really, like, just stifle your creativity. So it is important to just stop and just take a minute and do something else. So she's totally right about that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
always right.
So, sorry.
He also asked, and this one is directly related to me. Mm-hmm. How does one find a 19th century looking patchwork quilt bed cover like Weebo has? You get hand-me-downs from your ex-stepsister, because I'm pretty sure that was her bedding before it was my bedding. And you just grab it out of the linen closet that I know you have, Polly. So
I think
raid the linen closet.
Rude. Like, I don't know and I don't know that I've seen anything out of the 19th century that looks like that.
Yeah, I don't think that looks anything.
Polly, like you wrong person. Look, Polly, they didn't have dyes like that in the 19th century.
You want me to like light it up? Because I can make it look
liar. Why are you like this, Polly? We need to have Polly on for an entire show.
We do. Polly. After VidCon.
Yes.
We'll get him on for a whole show. We'll schedule him.
Absolutely.
bother him until he agrees.
Yes. He has to agree.
He has to. It's
so that we can all just abuse each other for an entire hour and a half.
No, we would never abuse Polly.
It's okay, we get abused right back.
It's fine. All right, so $1 asks, should I reach out to a person that I thought was my friend, but he stopped keeping in touch for a year now? Unless something horrible has happened, unless there is like this unrelenting need for you to be in this person's life, I wouldn't bother. People move on from other people every day, all the time. After months and months or whatever, people do go apart, and it's not a huge big deal. I mean, it's probably a little bit sad. You are going to be a little bit nostalgic about it, but it's not the end of the world if people grow apart and don't talk to each other after a while. I mean, reconnect, certainly, but don't worry about it if it doesn't rekindle the same spark that the old friendship had prior.
Yeah, I'd say about the same.
All right.
How do you get past... How do you get past the fun stuff that you want to do to start doing the stuff that you should do that is absolutely boring? Make the fun stuff your reward. That's usually what Addie and I do. Because when I go like up to visit her, because I go see her once a week, and that's when we work. Not that writing isn't super fun. It's just that it's very tiring and very draining because we do it for about 6 hours is when we work. We work, and then we are either... Jersey Shore is not on anymore, but now we're playing Civ 5 for like 5 hours after we've worked for 6. So after we work, we get to play Civ 5 and eat pizza. So yeah, you make your fun stuff your reward. That's what you do. Because you just gotta do it. Real life.
Starting with the fun stuff that you do. I have a tendency to make things fun that are supposed to be boring. And a lot of the time that comes with, it's going to sound absolutely insane, right? But narrating in a funny accent exactly what it is that you're doing in such a boisterous and redunculous manner. It's going to sound strange to a third party who has no idea what's going on. But to me, it's the time of my life.
That sounds really... I got to try that.
So you just be like, I'm just going to do my paperwork, and I'm going to look at all of these receipts, and then I'm going to throw this out, and, like, ooh, look at this. What is this? This is a big file, a very big file. I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to make sure everything is in neat order, and it's going to be a lovely, lovely time. And this is a good practice for if you happen to do voice type stuff like voice acting. It's also a good thing to do for when it is that you do live shows, because then it keeps your mind spry and ready and at the ready for doing all of this nonsense that
I'm
is
gonna
talking at an audience.
Because that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
narrate the things you do in a funny accent.
Yeah. Also, like, if you're cleaning and stuff, anybody who's not having a dance party while they're cleaning is doing it wrong.
Yep. Exactly. Can't tell you how many times me and the vacuum cleaner tangoed together.
I mean, me and the broom have tangoed to Screamo, okay? So, like, I just want everybody to know this.
Tangoed to Screamo.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
But, yeah.
I have such the greatest dance moves whenever it is that I'm doing housework. All right? I haven't had to do it in a while, mainly because the moment that I moved out and wasn't here to do the housework bi-weekly, my dad decided it was time to invest in a cleaning lady. And so I'm a little bit salty about that, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I did do chores at the house when Balik and I used to live together last year, I would vacuum. And oh my gosh, it was the most fun ever. Because you're dancing.
Yeah, dancing's fun. I like dancing.
You are the dancing queen.
You guys should ask us questions because, like, no, that's not.
Otherwise, you get
question.
this.
It got deleted because it's not an advice question.
Wait, what did it say?
It wasn't advicey.
It wasn't advicey. Guys, SDA is really, really, like, antsy about this, all right? So make sure it's an advice question, otherwise she gonna boop you.
Yeah. Look, you're not getting bopped, but it's not getting answered. You can wait till chat time. He's like, it's off topic. I know it's off topic.
Mom, why you have to be so mean?
Because this is a structured...
You are the vacuum
show, which is why we're talking about vacuum cleaners, okay?
I mean, we're women. We got to do something practical.
Thank you, $1 I can see Weebo working chores like on Beetlejuice.
Is that really how you spell that? I thought it was
like with a J. Why is it Beetle Guys?
Beetle Guys.
I almost read it out like that. That is not how I thought that was spelled, which is dumb because they were books.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Beetlejuice. Is this a reference that I'm supposed to understand? What? What? Is she judging me? I can't tell. Because I've never seen Beetlejuice. This bad? Oh no, did I break SDA? I broke SDA. Hang on. SDA!
Yeah?
Wake up.
Okay.
A shout out to all the Beetle guys and Beetle gal.
I'm just... How?
She's upset that I haven't seen Beetlejuice. I'm sorry.
This is one of those year difference things.
Is it though? Because I've heard of it and I know about it, and I've not gotten a chance to see it.
Beetlejuice. Weebo.
Okay, pause. You have to understand. I do like that kind of content.
Which
I like
is
watching it.
The only reason why you haven't seen it is because of how old you are.
No, it's actually, there's a different reason why I haven't, and that's because my dad's not a big fan of it, and we watch movies together rather than not together. So, like, most of the movies I've ever seen, I've had to agree with them, like, in a three-party, like, my brother has to agree to watch it, my dad has to agree to watch it, I have to agree to watch it, because it's family time, right? So we watch movies together, which is why I have not seen Beetlejuice, because my dad never wants to watch it with me. So I could probably watch it tonight.
I got shown it like at school and stuff. That's
Really?
where I saw it. Yeah. And I also and then they also played it on TV constantly. For me it's like yeah.
Okay, maybe it is one of those year things.
Yeah, no, it is because I didn't see it because like we bought a movie. I saw it because it was like on the Disney Channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is a year thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's also a movie that I've wanted to see for forever, but I've never gotten a chance to because I don't know where to find it. Someone find me a way to watch Beetlejuice, and I'll watch it tonight. And you know what? I'll even do a review on it, all right? On the second channel, Weebo Incognito.
Real quick, thank you, Polly. God damn it. Polly asked, how does one explain to people on the internet that they are badly misusing the word science? Not every
Science?
Not everything is science. Not everything you think of is reliable or reasonable is science. Damn it.
Not everything you think of as reliable or reasonable is science. Damn it. I just want to explain to people science. How does one explain to people on the internet that not well,
explaining anything
actually it's funny that Polly, the academic heavyweight champion, all right, of our little group of people here, all right, and I'm including like Scribe, I guess. Ranting Monkey. You know, okay. Of the people that I've streamed with, Polly, the academic heavyweight, right? Yeah. He's going on and on about science and stuff. This is the guy who I did like a whole 2-hour video. Well, it was broken down from 2 hours, but it was like 2 hours of solid judging women's bodies and stuff. And most of his criterion for who was in this hierarchy of, you know, acceptable MCU hotness, right, was hair color, whether or not their nose was altered, and boob pictures.
Okay.
And gifts.
Why would it matter whether or not they've had a nose job?
Because Polly likes his women not with unshaved nostrils, I guess. He likes a woman. He likes a woman with girth. He's like, it adds character to their face. It doesn't look like a copy paste. Best stating him.
That is like weirdly misogynistic, Polly. Thank you.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Owen, for the $1 over on the super chats. Okay, so to actually answer your question, Polly.
Nose jobs are disgusting. You can't tell these days when most people have had a nose job, you goober fish.
No, unshaven nostrils, best. Okay. When I say unshaven nostrils, I'm not talking about the inside of the nostril. I'm talking about like the sides, because like this is cartilage, right? And so in order to thin the nose down, you gotta go and shave it down with a file. I'm pretty sure that's how the rhinoplasty works, right? I've never had it, so I don't know.
It's not quite how it works, actually.
But okay, that's fair. That aside, my inaccuracies aside, all right? Right? Okay. Polly's over here complaining about science, all right? And I gave him the exact methodology that is used to compare, like, hotness of women on a scientific scale. And he's like, no, it's impossible. So.
I'm just laughing at the fact that, like, $50 used Michael Jackson as all nose jobs are disgusting. That makes me laugh.
I like my nose. It's a nice nose. I was born with it. Did you know that?
I
don't think we actually answered his question. That's the problem.
I didn't. I don't know. That's up to you, Polly. And you're a smart person getting a PhD. Mm-hmm. Definitely smarter than me. So I don't know.
I don't know if he's smarter than me.
And I am brave enough to say it.
He's only more intellectual on certain fields than I am.
I don't know.
Okay.
I do know that these days you probably pass people with nose jobs way more often than you think, and you have no idea. But anyway.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You only know if you look at their childhood photos and you compare them to your current day photos.
Yeah, I know. It just amuses me that people are like, "Oh, I hate plastic surgery." It's like you can't tell when most people have had plastic surgery these days. But okay.
Well, I actually no. That brings up an interesting point in that, like, does Polly just spend his free time looking at before and after pictures of, you know, actresses and actors? He like goes out of his way to find childhood photos of them before they had a nose job, like before this whatever date that they had this nose job, and then the after, and they're like, then he compares them and he's like, oh yeah, that's a nose job, found it, ha, you're fake bitch, and then moves on to the next one, and he's like, this is my litmus test for who is pretty in Hollywood. Interesting, Polly. We need to discuss. All right, but enough about Polly. Let's talk about me. Guess what time it is? Stupid comment time.
It's stupid comment time.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to remind all of you that stupid comment time is not inherently for just stupid comments. It's basically my way of giving back to the community after they've given their opinions to me. We should invite Polly.
My nose looks great. I do appreciate that.
I tease, Polly. I tease. Okay, but the stupid comment time stuff is less about. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. It's less about making fun of people, even though that's kind of what we do here. But it's also about. It's important because sometimes I have things that I want to vent about with regards to responding to a comment that I couldn't do in the comments because it would have taken too long and no one's going to see it. Also, it's a point that I've gotten repeatedly or something. And so it's not just about the silliness of your comments. It's also about the responding to the comments. And I know responding isn't a word, but we're just gonna take it in stride. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And then I'm gonna screen share. There we go. Hey, look, it's Joys of Sorrow. SDA, did you get a chance to watch my video? My one from last week?
I haven't watched it yet.
I told you yesterday that apparently people thought that I was
cosplaying me.
Yep, because I had the red hair wig on.
Yeah.
And I was going to town.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna hide this. Well, yeah.
Why are you cosplaying SDA? You know, she's a real person, not a character in her books, right? You can still cosplay me. It's okay.
You want me to cosplay you? You know what? I'll show up to VidCon wearing the wig. How about that?
Everybody donate to WEEBO'S cosplay fund by using the link to Streamlabs in the Discord below, in the description below.
Oh yeah, totally. I could always use more wigs to cosplay as people, right? I have an entire bin dedicated to costume stuff that I bring with me to school and everywhere I go, just for specifically doing that kind of content, which it's been a while. So I think I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to go out of my way to do crazy stuff like that more often, because I do like doing that. Anyway, so Joys of Sorrow. And then, oh, this guy. We discovered this man last week while we were doing game night on the Discord, right? And he had commented on my Fetus is a Parasite video, where I discussed the notion that people thought that fetuses were parasites feeding off of their mothers. And I used a very clickbaity title for obvious reasons. This guy apparently... You can read. You go ahead and read this.
Parents, I hope they see this. I hope they have balls. I hope they strip you of all the support they give you. Jesus Christ. And I hope both of them see fit to slap you across the face good and hard. At least one each. This reads like erotica.
Okay, continue.
I'm sorry. It does. Okay. And looking at you, you're not exactly boingable without the venom in you.
I had to censor it.
But you're filled to the brim with it. If we ever meet, please introduce yourself to me. I'll provide the slap in the face that maybe your parents won't.
Yep. That was not it. That was not all of it. All right. There was more.
With the crappity crack on a cracker.
Keep going.
And as intelligent as you try to sound. This reads like erotica. I'm sorry, Scribe, am I wrong? I can tell you do a lot of rehearsing, probably in front of a mirror. It does. Real news anchors do that when they're just starting out, but you see you in the mirror and it propels you to speak as if you have anything to say. My comparison of you and a surprisingly homely young girl with too much Hey, that's some bullshit.
Actually, no, I could do to tone up a little bit.
Oh, shut
not
the
gonna lie.
Fuck up. With too much body fat and little chance of finding a man willing to speak to you, let alone...
I had to censor it. I didn't have
let alone do the butterscotch dance. Maybe even knock you up so he can put your nothing where your nothing spouting mouth. Wait, what?
Yeah, this is where he lost me.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, hold on. You were doing good. You could do the abortion situation alone. It's where it is, but you insist on going farther, sir. Because it's an abstract concept. Anyway.
No, he said farther.
Huh?
Oh,
No, farther
Is
is
it
so far. You use farther when it's an actual measure of distance, so like far, but you use further when it's an abstract concept.
Okay, all right.
Usage of the word. Anyway, you will find in the years to come that there is a price to be paid for your little attempts to make yourself seem smart and popular on the internet. You're gonna hate it, and it will stay with you forever. If you have kids, you should put them up for adoption. What a fuckwit.
That's not it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I guess I had you pegged as pro-parasite theory. No problem. I meant every word I said about you. Oh shit. That will work for you the next time you leave your house and somehow or other end up spouting your ideas in front of other people. They'll hate you. You'll hate them. And what's in your head now will loathe you all. What?
I don't know. But this guy, you can tell based off of the 3 comments, because they were post a certain amount of time apart, right? So 22 minutes, 17 minutes, and then 12 minutes. And I took these all in rapid succession because I knew exactly what they were immediately. As soon as I saw them, I'm like, he didn't start watching the video until after he'd written the comment. But again, that's not it, because he had this to say after I responded.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
What, you know?
Sorry.
What? I have the foggiest. What are you talking about?
Look at this censoring. Oh my god. All right. I'm no elf. I'm not angry.
Oh, okay. So for context, I said you're an angry elf, aren't you? Okay, continue.
I'd rock your world with a frozen tongue. What the hell? But alas, you don't cut the mustard, or anything else. I can't even say it. You're in the and you're there by like a thread, a silk thread from a spider, maybe. Volunteer yourself to a group of incels for the Taiwanese basket treatment, then contact me. The basket treatment thing
he goes on to explain the basket treatment.
I'm censoring. This is me censoring. Sorry. There is if I had to explain anybody. There is a hole in the basket, dear Liza. Your body, your choice. Then you tuck the incel tail. Another incel grabs the basket with both hands and spins it. Then he keeps spinning. But that's really unnecessary because he could hold on to it no more. You could walk away from this with an incel parasite. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great revenge? You take a child from an incel donor and raise it to be a feminist who hates incel. Give me a call sometime on my non-900 number. I think you could talk me into letting you the best of your abilities, I guess, on me. Or my German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Maybe he likes... I don't know.
I think this is so much better to read censored, to be honest. But okay, if you guys would like to go see this comment, you can check out my fetus is a parasite video. Like one of the top comments, I think. Woo, all right, moving on. Hey, did you know I'm a libtard now? I'm a libtard now.
Hold on. Give me a minute.
Ooh, King Troll had this to say.
Weebo shrieks like a champ. Hey, I'll have you know that was me.
That was SBA.
I get shrieking credit, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Antifa are openly supporting NAMBLA and pedosexual rights, you dumbass hooker. If you want views so badly, then show us your stupid tits.
Yeah, no, so this is another case of a man who did not watch the video before commenting, obviously.
I like how her cam's horrible, but the other girl is in HD. Lol.
This is from last night. By the way, guys, we do this thing called Midnight Power Hour, where we talk about TV shows, movies, and all of that jazz. My camera was crap.
It's called being on vacation.
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus Christ. Boomer Jones, for all you basic bitch Civ Nat commentary needs. What?
I have a question, because this was also on the Midnight Power Hour comments, where we were talking about Scooby-Doo. How does that have anything to do with civic nationalism? Can someone draw that line and connect it for me? Because I'm so confused.
I don't know. Okay, but where's the whitewashing series, or is that not a thing? Because representation is a very complicated issue.
I'd make one if I were genuinely upset about skin color representation, but I think you've missed the point.
And that point was the hypocrisy of the situation. So, no cookie for you, OZ360.
I'm glad I scrolled down and read some of the comments before I commented. That way, I found out you were satirizing some dumb American when I thought you were satirizing Chrissy City.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen SDA do what I did in that video, in another video. All right, and so that's the end of my stupid comments.
All right, well, we are on to chat time, where you can give us your questions, comments, concerns, things you want to add, things you want to say, anything at all. Put it into chat. By the way, guys, for those of you who are interested in the audiobook of my book, Livescraft is out, of course, and Yorda is currently being reviewed, so it will be out very soon across all audiobook channels. So anywhere where you can get an audiobook, it will be. And that is the second book. It's a sequel to Livescraft. So if you haven't read Livescraft yet, or if you haven't listened to Livescraft yet, you absolutely should, because Yorda will be out soon. And trust me, you'll want to listen to Yorda after you listen to Livescraft. So,
okay, so I got two of like very similar questions in the chat I want to address right off the bat because it's very important. You have to understand, Tommy and then Kaiser, who are both curious about my actual political affiliations in terms of what party I align myself with. I don't align myself with a party. Reason being is because neither party universally lines up with any of my political leanings in terms of policy issues, right? So I'll lean right in terms of, you know, the pro-life argument. I do think that children should not be aborted. I mean, there might be some wiggle room for certain issues. Obviously, we can have that discussion, but it's on a case-by-case basis. But I lean left in terms of, you know, sexual education. I think that we need to improve the educational system in terms of, you know, how people understand their reproductive systems at such an age, especially when they're that curious, because that's going to definitely help alleviate all of those family issues later on down the line. And so that's one of those instances where things are a little bit wonky for me. And it does get a little bit confusing for other people because I do have leanings for both sides depending on the issue, and even in those specific issues, the issues themselves are a little bit more nuanced. So rather than saying, yes, I am a Democrat, or yes, I am a Republican, I'd rather just say, ask me my position on this specific issue, and I'll let you know. Because that seems a lot simpler than saying, you know, I'm this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this on this side, and not think about maybe something else that you might have a question on. And then you think, hey, maybe Weebo is leaning to this side on this specific issue. So obviously that means that she's like, it gets confusing. Would you consider starting your own political party? No.
Real quick. So the Price is Right review asked if he can ask this question now. Absolutely. So 3-in-1 question. Have you heard or did a video about regarding the mini AOC getting death threats to stop making videos, and what is your take on the whole thing? So real quick also, thank you, Cause. What about the demon community It's got some nice boob. I don't know what's going on there.
The demon community has some nice boobs. Well,
Okay.
I'll have to look into that.
And I didn't know that the mini AOC was getting death threats. So, I mean, if she is, that's bad. But I also like if she is, that's horrible. And don't send people death threats, especially don't send children death threats. People. But the thing about being online is that people will send you death threats. And that people send you horrific comments, as you can tell from WEEBO'S, my comment section. And that's kind of the inherent problem with throwing your kids online, is that these things will happen to them just because people are freaking awful. And the only way to protect them from that, like, wholly, is to keep them offline. So there is that, I guess.
Yeah, no, so what happened was that her family was getting death threats, and she had been doxxed, actually, as a result of, her satirism of the good representative. And so her family made the executive decision to just nix all that in the butt and not deal with it, which, yeah, I don't think that it's a good idea to put your kids on blast on the internet to begin with.
Like, I don't think her parents should have done it in the first place, is where I'm at on it. Like, I just completely disagree with it.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, here's kind of like my sort of middle ground. I'm kind of a centrist on this. I disagree with having your kids be like a part of some sort of like political movement or some sort of like huge statement or something. I think that that's ridiculous. I don't think that like you should have to shelter your kids entirely from the internet, or have to pretend like they don't exist. Like, I think the way that Philip DeFranco treats his kids on the internet is fine.
I actually
But yeah.
have a very, very different understanding of how I want like my kids to be brought up in terms of like tech culture and the internet, despite my over exuberance in the field. Oh, hi, baby. Hi, Daphne, come here. She's a little bit sick. She got sick when we got home, so hopefully she's doing all right. Hi, baby. So in terms of like showing your kids on the internet, I don't want to do that at all, like in any capacity. Like, my kids are not going to exist online in any pictures, even like on Facebook or whatever, if I can help it, because I just don't want that to be an issue until they can consciously make that decision for themselves, maybe at like 16, maybe later, which is a very, very radical position to take. I understand that. I just, growing up with what I've seen in my own like comment section, in addition to like what I've seen from other people and their existence on the internet, I can't in good conscience expose my kids to that. I don't even have kids, but if I did, that would be my stance.
Yeah, I think personally, what I'll do is about the same thing, especially given that like I am a YouTuber. But I think what I mean is that I don't think like it's horrible to do, like, for example, what Philip DeFranco is doing. But I think putting your kids in the middle of like a political situation, I think, is disgusting.
It definitely.
Real quick, thank you, Tuscan Trudy, for the $10 over on the Streamlabs. I highly recommend Livescraft, and I hope you two have a great time at VidCon. Well, thank you, and thank you.
Me too. And now everyone's obsessed with the baby girl. Hi. She's exhausted. She needs to get a bath. She's been swimming all weekend and then before then, and she was rolling around in the dirt. So after this, she's getting a bath.
I'm just going to put the link in chat one more time if you guys want the audiobook.
Yeah.
Damn.
And don't forget, guys, join the Discord if you want to hang out with us off air in the Discord section. That's where we have the studio. That's where we have the notepad. That's where we have the couch and all manner of shenanigans for live updates on how we do this. Do you play any online games from Kaiser? Yes, we play Quiplash in my Discord every once in a while, and then I do play Town of Salem every once in a while. It's really, really vanilla. I don't have enough time to game. Not as much as I'd like to. So I can't get super invested.
How is my dog? My dog is good. He's a good boy. We're still cycling through foods, still working with the vet. So right now he's eating kangaroo. We're like to that point. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
I know.
How old is my dog? She is, 3 years old now at this point? Maybe 4. 3 to 4 years old. She's way younger than my cat, but she's a big pupper. Yes, she is. She's low-key, she is the biggest love bug I've ever met, and she is like the most non-aggressive thing I've ever encountered. She's rather submissive. But she's a big old cuddler, and she loves butt scratches. So, every once in a while, she'll just take her butt and she'll be like, give me a butt scratch. And she'll just back you into a corner until you've given her an appropriate amount of just like, okay.
My doggo had a really hard time on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do fireworks. I stayed home. And I stayed home with him, and he was not having a good time.
Oof. Yeah, Ginger, you guys remember Ginger. Ginger's terrified of fireworks, but Daphne has absolutely no problem with that, and it's because I think when she was a puppy, what we would do is we'd drop books next to her food bowl while she was eating to get her acclimated to like loud, sudden noises so it wouldn't bother her in the future. And so she's like totally 100% chill around that kind of stuff.
Oh, another thing that's really good about Jinx, though, is he has like absolutely no food aggression whatsoever.
Oh yeah, you just put your hand in the bowl and he'd be chill with it while he's eating.
Yeah, because what we did like from the time he was a puppy was when he was eating, we just walk by his bowl and put treats in the bowl, and like good treats like cheese and stuff, and, like bits and like scraps of meat.
Yeah,
like turkey and stuff like that. Just so he was like, ooh, like hands mean like better than what the bullshit in the food bowl is. So that like hands near treats and like hands near like stuff he wants isn't a bad thing. And so now, like if he's chewing on like a bone or like a hoof or something, he'll like walk right up to you and just like sit in your lap while he's doing it. And he's no problem like being touched and stuff while he's chewing on something. So it's good. He's a good boy.
Yeah, see, Daphne, she can't stomach regular human food in any quantity, just because she's never. So we weaned her off of the puppy chow that the breeder gave us, which was a combination of puppy chow and mother's milk, into just the regular food that she's always had, like that she's always eaten since we weaned her off of it. And so as a result, she's only ever eaten her dog food. And anytime she has like normal human food or whatever, she just gets sick. And I think that's what happened earlier because someone fed her a sausage over the weekend. I'm just like, don't do that because you're going to get sick. And sure enough, she got sick. But Daphne also, like, you can touch her anywhere you want on her entire body, and she's just totally chill with it. And that's another thing. Like, when they're puppies, you want to make sure that you, like, touch them in all of their, like, in their ears, in their mouth, in their paws, just to make sure that you can handle that when they get older and they're not bothered by it when they get older, because sometimes you might have to brush your dog's teeth, or you might have to clip their nails, or you might have to clip the fur between their, like, paws or whatever, just because, you know, grooming is a thing that happens, and your dog needs to get acclimated to that.
Yeah, that too. And that was also, like, why when Jinx was a puppy, I always, like, had him on my lap, and like, when he was chewing on his chew toys, I made sure he was doing it on my lap so that he was, like, used to human contact while he was chewing on something, because that plus taking care of, like, food aggression, you just make sure that they're not going to be aggressive when that kind of stuff happens. Because the thing is, like, when you have kids, like kids, even, you know, like supervised and everything, might do something.
Oh
You
yeah.
need to make sure that like the dogs don't
Don't
like,
nip them or
yeah,
threaten
like
them
because
in
of
any
some
way.
sort of sudden movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of training is super important.
Yeah, which is why we emphasized it so much to Daphne as a puppy. Like, she had to be acclimated to loud noises, to getting touched all over, to getting maybe, you know, not roughed up, but like toyed with in a sense. Because like we do the thing with the tug of war.
Mhm.
And she's very used to playing with other people, and so she's very good about that. She's like the perfect dog, except she can't eat any human food. In which case, you know, we don't have a beggar in our hands, so it's fine. But we also don't have a vacuum cleaner in the case that we have an accident, you know?
Yeah.
Funny joke.
Sorry, we like totally got into it's like we're
We have.
actually talking about our kids.
She is my kid. I picked her out. I went and I like when she was like this small.
I did
and now
too,
she's like
and like I raised him, and I'm just. It's also different. Like raising a dog is so different than
raising a human.
A fully grown dog.
That too.
Not that you can adopt rescue dogs. I'm not saying that, but it's just so different.
Speaking of having children, You Like Boobs asks, when are you having human babies? I have decided, and my boyfriend and I have decided, after we have more stable home lives, in that like we have like a house that we've moved into, but once we have both like good jobs, once I've graduated from college, and once we've been married for like a year, probably around 27, 26-ish, it's a good age to have kids, because it's not like you have downsy eggs anymore. Or at that point, but it's not too young that you have no idea what you're doing and you have no like nest egg. So around that time, I still got a good 6 or 7 years before I settle down into that lifestyle. Plus, I spent like a good 9 years of my life raising 2 children anyway before now, like my little sister, my little brother, right? I was dependent upon for that. I don't want to get right back into that so soon, especially since I haven't even started the rest of my life yet, so calm down.
Don't
Weebo
know.
Jr. incoming. No.
Because the SDA is not paired off, so yeah.
It's okay, guys. We can help. We can fix this.
She's good. She doesn't want help. Please don't help her. Please, for the love of fucking God, don't help her.
What? You don't want my help finding a mate?
No,
I'm so good at
I
it.
don't want their help finding a mate.
That's fair. That's fair. Yes, Daniel Fulman. That was a Monkey in the Morning reference.
What, Downsy Eggs? Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, Downsy Eggs.
Yep.
I watch Monkey in the Morning.
I was on that show. I made it worse.
Are you? They spent a solid like 20 minutes last night talking about women in bikinis. All right, you didn't do anything worse. You're
no,
fine.
I made the Downsy Egg thing a lot worse than it needed to be.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, it was my fault.
So guys, don't forget, it is question time for the next 9 minutes until the end of the show. You get to ask us whatever you fancy, and I'll most likely answer it. I don't know about SDA. Huh?
For the most part.
For the most part.
I'll answer, more or less.
The SDA has standards. I have sparse ones. And then Kaz made it worse. Wah, wah. I wonder where Daphne went. She doesn't like to hang out in my room. She likes to hang out in my brother's room more than mine.
SDA would have to do a deep... Oh my god. Okay. This is a long... Okay, sorry. This was like long and I wasn't ready for it. SDA would have to do an in-depth genetic analysis for a suitable mate and rigorous physical examination. I would be more than happy to administer the test. What do you think? That is very terrifying, and I'm not on board.
All right, that's fair.
Because what kind of like sci-fi alien bullshit is that?
Probe or probe?
Is tomato bisque cereal? No, because cereal isn't soup and soup isn't cereal. Stop it.
What is my favorite metal band? Does Avenged Sevenfold count? It's about the only metal band that I can actually name.
Okay.
It's Boyfriend's. It's one of Boyfriend's favorite metal bands. I think I have a CD by them somewhere.
WEEBO.
No,
they're
that's
not
Mamma
your favorite
Mia.
band, are they?
No, they're not my favorite band.
Is it
I'm not a big metal.
Is it Boyfriend's favorite band?
I think it's Boyfriend's favorite band. Why? Are you judging him right now? He's not even here. SDA. What?
Your boyfriend's a terrible person if that's his favorite band.
Why? 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 Seriously, why?
Yep. Scientifically proven.
I don't get it. Why? What's wrong with Avenged Sevenfold?
Scientifically proven that if
I don't
favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold, that he's a terrible person.
Why? Someone explain this to me. I'm having trouble understanding.
Yep. I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
I don't get it. WEEBO, do you ever watch Owen Benjamin? I do not.
Favorite movies? I know. Is yours Flubber?
Well, it's one of my favorite movies. I just read they're like the Nickelback of metal. Funny you mentioned that. We're both Nickelback fans. And I know it's bad, but that song Rockstar and If Everyone Cared, and then the last one is what's that one where they're getting caught by his girlfriend's dad doing stuff in the car? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, we're big fans. Sorry.
And my favorite movie is The Lion King. Okay, I literally have all 3 of their albums. Okay, here's the thing. This only works out if you're a guy and they are your absolute favorite band. So it's a very specific criteria. Okay. Super specific, but that's the criteria.
In our defense, we liked their music before we knew anything about the band.
Doesn't matter.
The music is still good.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Photograph is a good song.
Oh no, not Nickelback.
Oh, all right.
I like Nickelback. I don't care.
Okay, but I feel like I'm being judged now, and I feel like my boyfriend is being judged.
It's not your fault that you fell for somebody. Look, it happens to all of us, but
I think you and my boyfriend need to have a serious discussion.
No, but you're stuck like this, and that's okay.
I don't get why it's such a big deal.
SDA, who is your favorite nonfiction author? Fuck nonfiction books.
Well,
ain't nobody got time for that.
That's rough. SDA, in your writing, do you visualize your scenes and dialogues as movies?
No.
If I did that, things would be so cheesy.
Yeah, same.
And then this character looked longingly into the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Because like movies are so different that you kind of can't. Like I visualize it as like real life if I'm visualizing it all. I'm not my brain doesn't work visually. My brain is because I recently found out that not everybody does the talkie thing. There are some people who think visually, and I was like, wait, what? My brain is not like that. My brain does the words thing. So SDA going to write kids' books? No. And if you have listened to my book, you would absolutely know why. I'm not a kids' book kind of person.
I could totally write a kid's book. I just have to do it under a completely different name. Oh! I would do... All right, okay. So if I were... Okay, pause. If I were to have a pen name as a kid's author, I think it would have to be Margaret Whittlespoon.
Okay. Why?
I have a character named Edmund Whittlespoon who's just the most eclectic amount of just what in the world, what kind of Dr. Seussy type storybook did you come from, sir? Character I've ever written, and he is the pride and joy of my life. If I ever find that story again, I will read it on air to you all, and you can all laugh at it. Because it's both cringy and entirely adorable. So yeah, I would totally take up Mr. Whittlespoon's last name because he's adorable.
But if you want to check out my book, link in the chat. You can
I couldn't
get it for free if you don't already have an Audible account, or you can use your credit if you haven't used it this month. So
I can't draw the kids' books because we all remember what happened with SideQuest.
We're
not getting a lot of comment questions.
No, we were, and then we just
we started talking about dogs.
Yeah. Why do people think Liam Neeson is an action star?
Because he
is.
is.
Actor? Sure. An action star? Hell no. He is. Liam Neeson is anything he wants to be.
He's an actor, so he can be anything.
I want to marry Liam Neeson.
I know you do. I'm aware.
Thought on Proud Boys versus Antifa. I'm not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole.
I'll touch it gently, though. I'll I think I have approached it in a video.
You know what? We're actually out of time.
No, we have 1 minute left.
No, we're out of time because I have to do an outro. So we are streaming on Wednesday, but the Power Hour and next Sunday we are not streaming because we are going to be at VidCon. So
sorry, I make myself crack up so much.
So if you're gonna be at VidCon, keep an eye out on Twitter because we'll tweet like where we can possibly meet up, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, no stream again on Friday for Midnight Power Hour, and no Sunday show because we will be at VidCon, but we will be streaming on Wednesday. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys on Wednesday on my channel at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Blah, 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 blah.